This is a reading technique that is going to change your life. Or at least it's going to make you a better reader. Hi, I'm Michelle, and I have a passion for empowering others to obtain an education, develop a satisfying career, and ultimately achieve the happiness that everyone deserves. This is Purely Persistent. Do you ever find yourself reading and it is so boring? And as you're reading, you don't remember what you read at all. I remember this happening to me when I was in college. I would read for an hour and I wouldn't remember anything that I read. But you know what I did remember? I remembered what I had for lunch. I remember planning different things, what I was going to do that weekend, all while I was reading. And I thought I was doing the right thing. I was reading. But the problem is I wasn't comprehending and I wasn't remembering what I read. So essentially, I just wasted an hour, right? I know that this happens to a lot of us, especially when you're taking a test, a reading comprehension test. You're reading and your mind is somewhere else and you don't remember what you read. So when it's time to answer the questions, you're lost because you just don't remember. So this here is a reading technique that is really going to help you. So the technique here is called SQ3R, and it's basically an acronym that will help you remember what the technique is. So the S stands for survey. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to look at the text and read anything that's going to stand out. So maybe that's headings or bullet points, maybe pictures that are in there. Anything that's really going to grab your attention, you're going to take a look at. But wait a minute, sometimes things don't really have anything for you to read, right? So when that's the case, what I recommend you do is read the first line of the paragraph or of each paragraph. And just enough so that you really get an idea of what's going on with whatever the reading is. The second step is going to be question. So if you're taking a test, this is when you actually go and look at the questions. Don't look at the answers to the questions at this point, but take some time and look at the actual questions. What are they looking for? So that when you have a chance to read through, then you'll remember, oh, that was one of the questions, and it will help you be more engaged as a reader. Now, if you're reading and you don't necessarily have questions at the end, maybe come up with your own questions. So based on what the title is, we'll come up with a question to make yourself more engaged as a reader. Next step is actually read. This is when you're going to read the text, and as you're reading it, answer some of those questions, come up with more questions, and this will just help you stay focused and pay attention to really what you're reading. It's also a time where, if you're permitted, you can underline things, highlight things. I know that when I read and I'm allowed to highlight, I kind of have a color scheme. So this highlighted color means examples. This highlighted color means definitions. Just something to kind of help me to be able to go back later on and help me. Speaking of going back, we have the second R, which is recite. So if you're taking a test, this is now when you go and you answer all of those questions. If you're not taking a test, what you might consider doing is writing up a summary. What do you remember about what you just read? So maybe after you've read a page or after you've read 2 pages, write a little summary to help you later on go back to it. Now it's time to review. So if you're taking a test, go through and review your answers, double check, make sure that you answered the question right, and refer back to the text if you need to. If you are not taking a test, then maybe you're reviewing the next day. Now, as I promised at the beginning of the video, I have a chant for you. A great and fun way for you to remember this SQ3R technique. So, arms up. Survey, question, read, recite, review. Okay, put your arms up and do it with me. Pay no attention to anyone that's around you. Don't care what they think. This is really fun, and it's a great way to help you remember it. And that's what's the most important. It's a fun mnemonic device. So, arms up. Survey, question, read, recite, review. I kid you not, that chant will help you remember the technique much more than just, oh, SQ3R. It is so much more fun. And it's really important that you use this technique for your entire life, not just as you're taking a reading test or something like this, but that will really help you remember what you read. And that's the most important thing about the SQ3R. So you go have a beautiful day. If anyone hasn't told you today, you are so valuable and you are so important in this world. So go do your very best. I believe in you. Have a beautiful day. And just for fun, let's do it one last time. Ready? Survey!